The gates were shut, and the garden was a memory fading in the heat. Welcome to the sweat. Welcome to the thorns. Welcome to the world where you have to bleed the earth just to eat. There were two of them now, the legacy of the apple. One dug his hands into the dirt, coaxing life from the stubborn clay. The other watched the flock, learning the trade of the predator and the prey. They were trying to buy back the silence, trying to pay rent to a landlord who had already evicted them. So they built their altars, they piled up their dues. The farmer brought the grain, the fruit, the labor of his broken back. The shepherd brought the lamb, the knife, and the sudden violent crack. And this is where the joke stops being funny. The smoke went up, and the architect high in his white geometric tower, he turned his nose away from the harvest. He ignored the life grown from the soil, but he breathed in deep the scent of the roasting meat. He smiled at the copper smell of the kill. He validated the slaughter. He preferred the blood over the toil. I saw the farmer's face crumble. I saw the light go out in his eyes, replaced by a cold, hard shudder. You think I whispered in his ear? You think I handed him the stone? No, I stood back in horror. I was just a spectator in the stunning dark. He didn't need a devil, he just needed to see that violence left a mark. He learned the lesson the sky taught him, that love is a competition and the currency is death. It happened in the field, no thunder, no choir, just the dull, heavy sound of rock meeting bone. The first time a brother became a body, the first time a soul had to walk into the dark alone. The ground was confused, it knew rain, it knew dew. It did not know this warm crimson wine that soaked the dust through. The first red brighter than the apple, heavier than the sin. And when the voice came thundering down, asking, where is he? I wanted to scream up at the clouds. I wanted to say, you showed them this, you picked the menu. You taught them that favor is something you cut out of a chest. You rejected the weed and accepted the wound. Don't act surprised when the student passes the test. They say I am the father of lies, but I never told them to kill. I gave them the choice, I gave them the spark. I didn't know they would use it to beat out a light in the dark. I watched the farmer walk away, marked by a scar on his head. And I realized then, with a heavy, sinking dread, I opened the cage so they could fly. But the first thing they learned was how to make each other dead. I opened the cage so they could fly. But the first thing they learned was how to make each other dead.